Yo guys, it's your boy FS Snipes. Okay, so this video is it's caught my attention. Okay, because I'm just gonna sit and react to this because some pretty bold claims have happened. I'm gonna move quickly so you can see. So Spurs, here as you can see here with this mouse. So Spurs won't get top 10, um, and next season. And obviously, anything can happen in football, but I think that's a bit drastic, knowing that Nuno he's put Wolves, he's promoted Wolves and got them to top 7 twice in 3 seasons. Which, you know, tell me what manager can do that. I can't really think of many, so that's a bit, a bit of a shocker to say, in my opinion. Um, yes, Nuno plays quite defensive football, but so does Mourinho, and we stuck with Mourinho for 1.5 years. So let's see how he does with Wolves. Also, it's a bit unfair with the last season because he got most of the players injured, and if I remember correctly, with Lawrence, he was always going on how Liverpool lost one great player, and all of a sudden that depicted the whole season, and they ended up third. So you can't really um, have a go at Nuno for not doing the best. Um, Also, what I think is kind of unfair is, okay, let me just go because this is an ad of that they did. I'm just gonna skip it. I'm sorry, but this is where it should start roughly here. So what I've noticed, because I've watched a little bit, like as you can see, I've watched up until it's not even been this far, but basically there's no Spurs a representative that's talking on the subject, and I think that's unfair, because if you don't have a Spurs fan, or at least somebody that wouldn't take the team personal, and you really got the Man United I can't remember his name. I think it's McCola. I'm sorry, I don't want to be wrong if it's McCola. And then you have Rory, which is a Chelsea fan. You've got McCullough, which is a Man United fan. You've got Lawrence, which is a Liverpool fan. You got True Geordie, which is, let's be honest, he's half Conor McGregor, half Liverpool fan, and like 1%, or not 1%, like 100% bloody. I can't remember his name, but Newcastle, basically. He is Newcastle, but he talks more about Conor McGregor and Alan Shearer. He talks more about Conor McGregor and Alan Shearer than anything else. So I'm quite interested to see if he talks about talks about Newcastle in this, and Mike Ashley in this instance. But yeah. So if you don't know, those teams generally, other than Newcastle, but Newcastle in a league of their own, let's be honest, um, they are all teams that don't like either Arsenal or Tottenham. I've actually noticed, I feel bad for Arsenal fans. Yes, that's coming from a Spurs fan. That there's barely any, if not there's no, I can't think of one representative for Arsenal, and the arguably top 3 biggest English clubs of all time. Because I think Chelsea overtake them now, but of all time. Which is a bit annoying that they don't have any representation for them, because like for both clubs, you do have one for Tottenham, but he's not in this conversation, so it's not really fair. Like talk about Tottenham when you have someone that can defend Tottenham, and that's my point of view. But yeah, I just think it's a bit annoying about that. But yeah, let's get into this. But yeah, I just think saying Spurs won't get top 10, and I bet you Rory's the one that says this. I haven't watched it, but I bet you Rory's the one that says this. That that's a bit, bit of an hyperbole, bit of an exaggeration. Let's watch.
Live every single weekend, only on Twitch. The link is in the description below.
What about
The Tottenham manager situation.
Nuno's just
Nuno.
signed. So
Yeah.
I don't mind that as a signing. Do you? I mean, I think he was good with Wolves. I just think he ran out of steam.
Yeah,
But
I
they
mean,
obviously-
I think he's got a spot on there in that instance, saying it's not that he ran out of steam though. I think his players got injured, and you know, with the Wolves being a small, let's be honest, Wolves is a small club, like they aren't in the best financial place to have so many players of such high quality. I know they do because half of the team is pretty much Portuguese, and well, other than the Euros, the Portuguese players are pretty damn good. Look at Ronaldo, look at Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Diaz, for instance. Lopez is right, Patricio, but you know, he is a Wolves player. But I think he just got unlucky, Nuno, and he still didn't do bad. I don't think, mistake me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he did that bad last season. I'm gonna actually find out now. Actually, no, I'll just put like edit what's happening. But yeah, I don't think he did that bad this season. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of bias in this because there's no Tottenham fan to defend Tottenham, so it's just gonna be them just attacking. That's why I am here, because I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm not born a Tottenham fan, although my first match I watched was Tottenham against Manchester United, and I think Ronaldo ended up just doing his madness against us. But my granny basically got me into football. My granny, my papu, my grandpa, they got me in. And yeah, it was pretty cool. They got me a Tottenham shirt when I was young, got me an Olympiacos kit. That was pretty cool. Then I just became a Tottenham fan from like 6, maybe 5, and I'm 18 now. Sorry, that doesn't have anything to do with it. But yeah, I just wanted to say it's just a bit unfair that they don't have any representation. But yeah, I've already made this point before.
And they had a lot of good players come through. They kind of done the scouting, that sort of thing. It's quite a different situation at Spurs, isn't
He
it?
took them as far as he
Jimenez was
could.
obviously a big loss for him.
Yeah, Steven's got a spot on.
Huh?
Took him as far as he could.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, okay, you've taken this team as far as they can go.
But can he take
But
another team?
Also, saying that, how many managers don't do that? How many managers don't take it as far as they can?
Higher than.
You know, oh gosh, sorry. How many managers don't take it as far as they can? Like, well done, you know? It shouldn't be like, oh, I took it as far as I can. That's like saying Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, oh, he took it as far as he can. Well done, dude. He won Champions Leagues. Well, obviously, Wolves can't, but Wolves, they're Wolves, man. You can't expect, what are you expecting with them? What are you expecting? The 7th, that's good. For Wolves, it's good. Newcastle will bite their hand off if they can get an opportunity like that. So I don't know, I just don't get... They did good. Wolves did really, really good. Wolves came from a team that's not even in the same league to now being a scary team to verse. Look at Adama Traore, is scary. There was a few other players. Jota was there at one point. Jimenez, Moutinho. I don't know if it's Moutinho. I'm just going off of the top of my head. I haven't looked at football really since other than Euros. But I can't really remember on the top of my head. But I just think it's unfair, man. I think what they're saying is unfair. But yeah.
7th, 8th.
Well, so apparently, the
That's
Athletic
good.
are reporting today there are a number of players basically came in and went.
That's pushing Everton. And Everton have so much higher of a financial backing. So I don't get what they're on about.
Yeah, I'll be needing a transfer after this.
Who are we talking?
We're talking your Winks, Lamellas.
Winks and Lamella, I'm happy. I don't mind Winks leaving. I'm happy with Lamella leaving. I think he's done good. He's been in the club for quite long. He's an injury-prone player. He's getting old. You know, I wouldn't mind him going. Alderweireld, I also wouldn't mind him going. He's done for pretty much. We saw that match. Actually, we saw the match against Wolves. I remember last season. No, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, where Dharma was just running at those two Belgium defenders at the time, and I just thought to myself, like, get them off, get them both off, you know, get Kunde instead, get the other guy that we're going for. I can't remember what his name is. Yeah, just I don't mind them leaving. So I don't know why it's an issue, like that they're bringing it up, because they would talk about Tottenham and they would say, well, I think these guys should go, you know. And also, by the way, guys, I just wanted to say, to clarify something, I don't mind whether Kane stays or goes, because I think if Kane goes to Man City, we get money. That's his last. I think that's his last time that he can push for some real money this season. Especially he's all of a sudden come back with the Euros, and then obviously if he stays, I would never not mind him staying. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Oh, sorry, I got my book here. But yeah.
Guys,
Fringe
the kind of guys that maybe you want to move on anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The
Aurier.
Tottenham are
Let's see what Jordy
sorry,
says.
when I say Tottenham, I mean the owner of Tottenham. Such a deluded cunt.
I don't think he's deluded. I think he's stingy. Like, not stingy, but I think he's a hard businessman. Oh, you know, you can't really. I suppose you can't really call someone that unless you've met them or you have like huge reason. Obviously, ESL. Look, if you talk about ESL, you talk about all the managers in the top 6, because they all tried it, all 6 of them. Chelsea was just the first one to be like actually smart and pull out, but they all did it. They're all just as bad as he is. And then you could even argue Manchester United's owners are worse, just because they're Man United. No, I'm kidding. Just because, like, dude, like Sancho, I remember that Sancho deal. I don't know how they didn't get that done last season. No, they could have probably won something, like they could have won Europa League. They could have won Europa League if they had Sancho, but I remember they lost 6-1 or 5, whatever the scores against Tottenham. Same Tottenham which everyone was talking about Mourinho. All of these guys were talking about Mourinho not being able to get the best out of Harry Kane. Harry Kane got 34 goal contributions. Like, what are they on about? And then they talk about what else did they talk about? I'm trying to think now. They said Tottenham would get they come 8th or something like that. They were on there, but we were first for like 3 months. I don't know what happened, or a month, but I don't know what happened afterwards. That was weird. That was our year, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We got to a final, and obviously Daniel Levy did exactly what Spurs normally does and bottled it. Sacked Mourinho a week before a tournament, got some random guy in charge instead. And then, you know, obviously we didn't do that good because we're going against Pep Guardiola. We don't have Mourinho. That was the dumbest decision we could have made. And then, yeah. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
Top 6 results.
Yeah, we're a top 6 club. We are a top 6 club. Saying we won top 6 results, we are a top 6 club. Tottenham, right now, are a top 6 club. We've got Højbjerg, one of the best midfielders of all time. We got Harry Kane. I didn't mean of all time. I just meant of the last season. Sorry, I don't mean of all time. You got Harry Kane. You got Son. You got Lucas Moura, the PSG man. Like, he just came from PSG. You've got Tanguy Ndombele. Have you seen the way he can do those little spinneroos? You've got Troy Parry. No, but we have some top class talent. Like, we're top 6. We are top 6. And I think, by the way, Nuno. I don't think it was good. I think he overachieved at Wolves. I don't think they want to credit that because it's a defensive manager. Yeah, I did this, yeah, I did that. Because it's offensive football. It's negative football. But it gets results. It does. Don't look at Mourinho. Or look at Mourinho before Tottenham because you can't really say anything with the Mourinho in Tottenham because he still got them to a Champions League. Still got them to a final. Still got them to a final. Wasn't allowed to play the final for some stupid reason of the ESL, but still got him to a final. Put some respect in that name. 21 and a half trophies I think he got. Or like, I say that because I remember the interview he did at Roma where he said got an extra half a trophy because he got to the final but was never able to play it. But yeah, I just think what they're talking is out of the arse, if I'm being honest with this. All due respect. But yeah, sorry, 2 minutes in and it's 15 minutes gone. Just,
With
like, God, what to say.
mid-table investment.
Spending,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Mid-table investment. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. I mean, I wouldn't say mid-table investment. Just because we don't have 400 million to spend in one summer, okay, 200 million to spend, just because you don't have that doesn't mean you can't compete at top 6. Leicester didn't do that. Leicester didn't spend 400 million. Look, Leicester are built really well. The owners are really good. They love football, but and their scouting is really good. But like with N'Golo Kante, for instance, and I don't know if Jamie Vardy counts because I don't exactly know how long he was there for. But even with Harry Kane on loan, so you can clearly see that there's some good things with the scouts, but I wouldn't say middle. I wouldn't say middle because Højbjerg was a good signing. Ndombele is a good signing. Signing for the future. Lo Celso, he was good. He just got injured, and then he hasn't really been able to prove himself. Once again, a real manager, not the Brian Ryan Mace, blah 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 blah. Him. If you don't get him, maybe we could do something. But yeah, I think that was I think that's a bit of an exaggeration as well to say. I don't know. Obviously, they will say exaggerations to get clicks. Like this reason why they put this title in, not saying, Nuno is bad or whatever. And they say Spurs won't get top 10 so people can click. But I still think that regardless of that, they are still being unfair towards Tottenham. And I want to speak as a Tottenham fan, just like if I would be there.
and if Harry Kane leaves, like
Harry Kane, okay. I did speak about this earlier, but if Harry Kane leaves, I'm perfectly fine with that. We get 140 million investment, put that back into the team. We get a good midfield. Then with that money, we get a good attacker. We can get maybe 240 million sign-ins, maybe like a 30 million defender, or whatever the case may be. Look, it will be good, and then we can just. I think we'll be fine. Attacking wise, we have some talent. We can put Bergwijn on the left. I don't know if he's on loan or if he's signing at Tottenham. If he's a signer at Tottenham, put him on the left. We got Son up front, Moore on the right. Yes, he's an Asian attack, but that's the best type of attack. It's a like experienced attack. But I just think it's a bit. I don't mind if he leaves.
that, it again becomes a totally different challenge. Like, the guy's just an idiot, and the way he's played this.
Yes, he is an idiot. I do agree with that. However, what I must say is he is an idiot that's given me some memories with Champions League final. He's the only idiot to manage Tottenham to get into a Champions League final. A Champions League final, at least. But yeah, I don't mind Levy up until the ESL. Then I started to lose respect for him. But also at the same time, from a business point of view, right? I study business. From a business point of view, you can clearly see he's not an idiot when it comes to that. But when it comes to heart and football, you don't want ESL to carry on.
By getting rid of Pochettino, who clearly loved that club. Like, he was like means a lot to me.
Look, I'm hesitant to say to talk about this topic because I don't know what the right thing was to do. With Pochettino, I don't know what the right thing was to do. He was I remember the time. I remember the Champions League final, not before the Champions League final. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was an interview he had where he said, "If I win the Champions League final, I will leave Tottenham." I think from that point of view, like not from that point of view, from that up until that point, we lost the final. Once he said that, we lost the final. Because it's a mentality thing, got to do with that, and I don't think he should have said that. Like maybe he could have thought that, but I don't think he should have publicly said that, and that kind of pushed me the wrong way with him. And then obviously results started to come after the season, and like after the Champions League final, and decided to do bad, do poor. I think we were like 10th at one point or 15th or something like that. Like we were horrible. I didn't think that there was going to be any difference. So when I saw Mourinho coming, this guy that won everything at every club, you know, what was it to play? Like, what was wrong with that? You know, in my eyes, I was thinking, yes, we're a Champions League final squad. Our last 2 years, we've been in the Champions League final once. We've come second, like so many times. We were first for a year, right? We got the most points in a year. We were that squad. The next step was Mourinho. Obviously, didn't end that way, which I'm a bit annoyed about. Because I thought it was like written in the stars. Pochettino builds up this club for 5 years. Mourinho comes in, successor at Tottenham, and just does all of that just for Pochettino, but it didn't happen. Yeah, which, kind of sucked.
To then bring in someone like Mourinho, who is just a mercenary. I mean, the fucker's doing TalkSport interviews from his bed, for Christ's sake. He doesn't give a shit.
I mean, yeah, but he's a serial winner, isn't he? He's a player that can He's a manager that can get results, and whether his tactics were seen as finished or not, he did do well. He did do well, Mourinho. He didn't do the best, he didn't do what I not expected, but I hoped he would. But he did something, at least.
Go tits up inevitably, to then lead to them having this managerial situation where clearly, like, they were rejected by so many people, and now.
This was embarrassing. I always say this to my friends, but I was a spectator or a fan from a distance in this phase where we just couldn't get a manager. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, managers would they were just randomly, it was like a trend. Like the Coca-Cola trend with Ronaldo was like a trend with bloody turning down Tottenham. It was just like, dude, who I wanted was Brendan Rodgers. I wanted him, but I always thought we weren't gonna get him, and clearly that was right. But I think Nuno is a good short-term manager, 3 years maybe, 2 years, and then we can start building from then on afterwards. But I think he'll do. He'll be like he will steer us into the right direction. Look, with Tottenham, don't have high expectations next season. Don't have low expectations either. He will get. I'm expecting top 6, not top 8. But to say that Spurs won't get top 10, that's appalling.
Couldn't, like, this is I feel like they could be preparing for a terrible season here.
But it's all played out
The
terribly.
whole-
All the
it-
worst things have happened.
Yeah, but the mood around the club as well. Like we've seen, I know I'm thinking back to like that Chelsea season
I'll
when
let
the
him
players
speak.
down tools because people were like, "This is fucked now."
Yeah.
Like when the mood of a club becomes like that, it sometimes surpasses the talent or everything that you've got on the pitch. It becomes like inevitable that it's a failure of a season. And you know, I've nothing against Spurs as a club. I think they're
Don't write them off. Don't write them off. Yeah, no, we're in disarray at some points, but all clubs are like that. All clubs. Look at Liverpool. Football changes so fast. Look at Liverpool. They were shocking. They were horrible. They were great. No, they were great. They were top. They were top. They were top. They were top. There was Liverpool up. There was Liverpool first. Then Spurs came along and they're like, yeah, but we're still second. We're still there. Then Tottenham fall off. 1 week later, Liverpool fall off. And then Liverpool go out. They go out. Liverpool are terrible. Liverpool are terrible. Defenders are looking like fresh meat. They were shocking. They were fresh meat. Don't get me wrong. They were fresh meat. And then all of a sudden, I think it's like an 8 win or 9 game win streak or something like that, and it was just boom, boom, boom. They get third. So just don't write off a team. Yeah, that's just don't. Look, football fans like to write a narrative of things. I've done it earlier with talking about I did like maybe 7 minutes ago with about Mourinho and Pochettino and how Pochettino was, you know, he was the young talented manager that was building this team, and then you have this, like they described, this mercenary, this serial winner, this guy that will take Tottenham to the very top. Just come in there. That's the destiny for Tottenham. They'll get that. They'll get the Champions League, or they'll get the title, Premier League, and then they'll be fun. Then there'll be no more banter. But that didn't happen. And so now we look for a short-term deal where we can slowly get some sort of result with a good manager that's overachieved at other teams, and possibly don't, so that they won't overachieve, because they could. They really could. We could be sitting third. We could be sitting second, depending on how the transfer market goes. We get Koundé, we get the other guy, we get Insigne. All of a sudden, we're looking like a strong ass team again. You know, maybe Lloris gets replaced, not replaced, but maybe we get in like Pope. We were what's the word? We were linked with Pope, and you know how Pope is in FIFA. Maybe it may help with Tottenham. With the real life. Sorry, don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, don't write them off. Maybe you have a good transfer market, get some bang average players that could all of a sudden overachieve and sorted.
a decent club, decent players, and all that. But I feel like we're about to see a bad season from Spurs.
So it felt like they had a window where they needed to strike, and they didn't quite strike enough in that time. There was like they had, you know, the Spurs fans were quoting that, well, over the calendar year we'd done this, and you know, we were the best team, we got 100 points in this period, and then it felt like Daniel Levy took what Pochettino had achieved for granted.
Absolutely.
And then went, okay, we'll see you. And ultimately, the only reason Pochettino will have left is either because he jumped and went, look, I can't win these players back over, or significant players in that team, you're talking your Kanes, those kind of leaders, went, we can't work with them anymore. And then a year after that, you've basically got Kane going, think I'm off now. So you'd think, is it really, who did you choose? Did you choose the better of the two there?
It reminds me of the...
Yeah, no, that was... They were talking about... They did mention... there was an article I read like a few years back when Pochettino did leave, that some of the big name players, the Sons, the Kanes, did push for him to leave. But at the same time, they were nice to him with the messages afterwards. And I don't think that they, maybe that's got to do with their professionalism, but I don't think they were, I wouldn't think that a player would talk bad about the manager, like say we can't work with you, and then still be nice afterwards. That's a bit weird. That's just a bit fake. But then again, players do fake all the time. Like do fake things all the time. But I just think, I'm not entirely sure with that story. I don't know personally. I'm nowhere close to being involved with Tottenham or anything like that. But I just think it's that Pochettino situation was very interesting and different.
Chelsea situation, to be honest, when they went through a similar thing.
I don't think Nuno as a manager I don't think it's the name that makes you want to stay.
It's really not inspiring. Like, you think when Mourinho...
I think he doesn't have the credibility yet. I think he's gaining credibility with how good he did at Wolves. Just don't forget, Wolves were at League 2, not League 2. They were, what do you call it? The second division before Premier League, Championship. They're a Championship. If you tell me, let's have an example with Leeds, okay? What's Leeds? I'm gonna Google this. Sorry, guys. What's Leeds manager? Because he gets a lot of praise for. If you're talking about Wolves being average, then Leeds. I know Leeds are exciting, right? Leeds United FC manager Marcelo Bielsa, right? He's the one that always squats, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is. I like the way I refer to him like that. But I think with Bielsa getting Leeds to, I think, 9th, and they're all of a sudden just so great, wow, look at that, he got results against Premier League teams. Nuno did even better than that. Nuno got to 7th. From Championship to 7th. Tell me what, like in their right mind, do you not think that that's really good? You're talking from 40 clubs, right? Top 40 clubs. They were the top 40 clubs, and now you're top 7 clubs all of a sudden in the space of one season. Arguably, you could say 2 seasons. You went from top 40 to top 7 with the big dogs. You're talking. You're not far away from the Uniteds, the Cities, the Liverpools. Obviously, point-wise, yes, you are. But I'm just saying, you're competing with the Evertons, the Leicesters, the Tottenhams. That's exactly what Tottenham is. Tottenham is the Leicesters, the Evertons. Right? We are a team that's based on the Leicester and the Evertons. But we have a squad that is top 6. We do have a squad that's top 6. And saying that we aren't going to get... I'm always going to bring it back to this because this is the title. This is the thing that they're talking about. This is the highlight of the video. Is Spurs don't get to top 10. But I just think that it's preposterous. It's preposterous. I just think it's weird to me. To not praise Nuno, but to praise Bielsa that's not even got them into Europa League football. It's silly.
Arrived, although hindsight's a wonderful thing. When Mourinho arrived, I think Harry Kane would have gone, okay, this will be good, this will be interesting, let's see how this goes.
There was hope, but I don't think there's that much hope now. And I think, given the mood of the club and the way that things have been going, if Nuno doesn't get everyone to...
We found love in a hopeless place. He's not wrong there. There's not much hope. It's just we gotta rebuild. Tottenham have to rebuild, and if Kane leaves, we get that money to rebuild. which is a big significant it's a significant reason why Kane should leave, for the benefit of the club. I know he's the best, but in order for Tottenham to improve as a squad, we need him gone.
Buy in to what he's selling immediately, and it's going to take so
And
much.
Obviously, that's if we get the same amount of money in investment back. That's the only disclaimer, which I'm not sure we will get, but yeah, that's what we would need.
Persuading and bonding with those players to get them to stick around and to
he's
try
off to
hard.
such a difficult start as well, because everyone knows that he wasn't first choice. Everyone knows he wasn't 11th choice. You know, like the list of people that were sought after far higher than he was.
Mm-hmm.
It makes going in there very difficult. It's undermining, isn't it?
Does it make it more difficult, or does it drop the expectations? Therefore, when he gets the results, the higher the praise. I'll let you think about that, guys. I'll let you think about that.
It's absolutely, because his position of negotiation with the players is so weakened immediately.
Yes.
I feel like Mourinho at least started off with the illusion of power.
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
this is they know, like Harry Kane is, for example, is more powerful than him immediately.
Well, you know,
Harry Kane, his name is not bigger than the club Tottenham. But yeah, he will be a big talking point because he is the target. He is the target. He is the top man, the target man. He is the person everyone sets eyes to. It's like, okay, Mercedes in F1. Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton is the main guy, okay? But they won't put him. They do treat him, which is unfairly, but they don't. He's not bigger than Bottas is, because Bottas is just doing just as pivotal of a role as Hamilton is. But being that second person, right, you are then doing you're the best in that support role, if that makes sense. So without the support, the main person won't be there. And I guess that's also why Harry Kane wants to leave, is because he doesn't have the support. But what I'm trying to say there is that he's not going to be the end all or be all of Tottenham, Harry Kane. If he was, then he would not have been loaned so young to Leicester. Like, he was literally a no one, and now he's top 10, I think, English strikers of all time, at least, or like record wise. I know he's top 10 record wise, but I'm not sure where he fits in that line.
As well, when you think of the managers that were contacted before him, and look, Antonio Conte, there's no shame in that. Antonio Conte is one of the most sought after managers, best managers in the world, best option. No shame in that.
Mm-hmm.
They spoke to Gattuso, man.
What's our general prediction for how the season will go with them under the new manager?
Okay, this is where you get the.
Will he make it to the end of the season?
They don't make top 10, Brian. Tottenham.
Cap. Yeah, I know. I've already spoken about this. Let's carry on.
Not make top 10.
Let's at least
who's the agent he's tight with? The
Mendes.
Yeah, it depends who he brings in.
No, but he was tight with the owners.
I think it's
of
more of a
Wolves.
Wolves. It's more of a Wolves thing.
You'd be more likely to go with Wolves
It's
than
the money
Spurs.
involved.
But
Wolves are a very rich club. Wolves have got the Fosun money, which is like Chinese backing. It's
Yeah, but Tottenham are richer.
the Wolves link to Mendes.
And they have that link to Hestifute, which is the
If I'm not mistaken.
the agency which
I think it
Mendes
is.
is involved with. But one of the things that Spurs managers need to be is someone that's going to be happy with what they are given.
Yeah.
They have to know they're not going to be having the power to be able to pick and choose who they want
glory.
and who they can leave. And actually, that's what he's had to do at Wolves.
Yeah.
He's had to just, all right, you buy the players and I'll do what I have to do with them. So
It's fair to say as well, he's kind of had
Let it
a similar
carry on.
technical ability of squad at Wolves.
Yeah,
No, he has not had. Or then Tottenham.
yeah. Aside from the
Never
world-class
stars
player.
though.
No. You got this so wrong. You have got this so wrong. Tottenham, on paper, on bloody paper, Tottenham, in my opinion, okay, in my opinion, you got FIFA rating say for themselves. That's funny. Obviously that's a joke, guys. Just calm down. But oh gosh, just dropped my pen. Sorry. But on paper, Tottenham are a stronger side. They've got one of the future upcoming players in Ndombele. I'm telling you, Ndombele is going to be something special for France. Bro, he is literally like the next... I don't know if he's Pogba level yet. I can't say that because I haven't really seen his passing, because Kane's obviously taken the role. But just his dribbling and his movement, it's fluid, man. You get Højbjerg, one of the toughest guys on the pitch, all times. One of the toughest guys on that pitch, in any match. You know what? The toughest guy on the pitch in every match. You've got Son, best Asian football player of all time in my eyes. Do I need to say less? You got Lucas Moura. A lot of people sleep on Lucas Moura. He is, you know what? Yes, he hasn't scored many goals, but technically on the ball, he's like a Brazilian Messi. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm being genuine here when I say that. Then you have Lamela is alright. You know, he's good, but he's let us down with some injuries. It's not his fault necessarily. Can't really do much when the body is kind of not always in the best place, although you can kind of do something. You've got Davinson Sanchez was looked at the time when Tottenham bought him as one of the best young centre-backs. Aurier was looked at as one of the best upcoming right-backs. Obviously, he's gotten a bit exposed now. Left-back, Reguilon. Dude, Reguilon, on his day, Reguilon is the best left-back in the Premier League. Okay, maybe there's two more maybe left backs better than him, but he's top 3 in my eyes. Then you have Sissoko, dude, he's a demon. Like the way he just body players. You have Ali on his day, dude. No one scores 18 goals in a Premier League season by accident. Okay, just remember that. No one scores 18 goals in one season by accident. Like, don't write off this team. Don't write off this team.
Not stars in the way like.
But Poch made most of the stars in Spurs.
Yeah, but managing Harry Kane, if he ends up managing Harry Kane, you're suddenly having to deal with the ego. Not that he's got an especially big ego.
I don't think he's got an
ego. He's one of the best footballers in the world, and everything that comes with that.
I don't think he's got necessarily an ego.
That's a first.
Not quite that level. Yeah.
Maybe Jimenez is the best.
I was going to say I was going to compare him to a Jimenez, but I don't know if that's positionally correct. But
does anyone here think they do make top 10 next season, Spurs?
I think they make top 10. Is it?
Because I think with Kane likely to leave and with a manager who is probably not going to inspire the players in the same way, I think not making top 10 wouldn't be a bad bet. Like,
I don't think there's 10 teams better than them.
Nope. There is not 10 teams better than Tottenham. There is. You can argue. I would give you maximum 5. I'll give maybe 6 with Leicester, but I think league-wise, we do better than Leicester. We didn't last season, or I don't know about the season before. But in the last couple of years, we have outperformed Leicester, and I think we could do it.
So, Rafa's
I think they possibly could.
Or in
10
Arsenal
teams
at
better than
least.
them. So if you look at the top 4 from last season, United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Everton,
Leicester better than them.
Everton, Leicester, Villa with Dean Smith, and
Nope,
if they don't lose Jack Grealish.
even if
Arsenal
they did leave Jack
potentially.
Grealish, I still think that you
Right.
can rely on Villa at least to put a challenge together even without Grealish.
Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds are better than
Bielsa's
Leeds
a
will be
better
more
manager.
motivated. Yeah,
I'm just gonna just gonna nope, can't do it, cannot sit through this, nope. What? Leeds are better than Tottenham. Leeds play three matches and get 3 different results. Saying that they're better than Tottenham. Nah, mate. Nah. Put respect in Tottenham's name. See, this is bullying. This is actually bullying. This is bullying for 10 minutes, man. And I have 45 minutes off that 10 minutes just proving everything, or at least standing up. Also,
Bielsa's
this is my
definitely
longest
got-
video I've
well,
ever
he's
made.
further along in his timeline. It's fair.
Hope
Also,
you enjoy
Tottenham,
it.
Tottenham are in disarray. If you think of, even if you don't think about who 10
Okay.
clubs better than them, often
Okay, we're in disarray, right? But we can't be as much in disarray as Chelsea was going from 1st to 16th. Was it 1st to 16th? I believe it was 1st to 16th. And I mean, there's not 15 teams better than okay, yeah. But still, like, I don't think Tottenham are ever gonna allow themselves to get to a position like that, man. You know what? Watch. Okay. You know what's gonna annoy me, right? They're gonna have this conversation, and they're gonna look so smart for the first week, and that's only because we versed Man City in our first week. Right? If we don't verse Man City in our first week, then we already be proving us wrong, but we will be sitting 10th because we'll be losing that match. Okay, it's not our fault. Reversing Man City, like, it's not our fault that we'd be versing them. But it's just not fair. Get a top. If you know what, kick off. If you're listening to this, okay, right? I don't know if you are. It's 15 minutes. I don't know why you'd be. It'd be cool if you were there. Hello. But could you at least, for the next time you have a discussion about Tottenham or about Arsenal, get a supporter in there. Get someone to back him up. Don't let Rory get talk just against him all the time with no one backing him up. Steven tries. I can see Steven's trying, okay? But he's getting cut off. He's getting cut off every time he gets to speak. And I know he's the guest, right? And then I know they're going to look at him like, oh, he's not a football channel. All this, all that, all this, all that. But at least he has some knowledge of football that he can play devil's advocate at least. Get someone, you know what? Get someone to play devil's advocate. Don't just let your bias go against these clubs, because it's not fair for the viewers. It's not fair for the viewers. That's why they were upset with Man City. The Man City fans are upset with them, because when you talk about your club, you want someone there to at least have some sort of optimism for them, because it's not. Otherwise, you're watching 10 minutes of a team being getting slandered. No, we don't have 5 different teams, 5 different football players, football fans talk about Newcastle for 10 minutes, right? And if we did, I think everyone would be bloody asleep by the time it gets to the 2nd minute. No offense. But it's just, we don't get, like, with Chelsea, okay, you at least have someone backing him up. With United, you have someone backing him up. Liverpool, someone backing him up. Man City, for the most part, you have someone backing him up. But not all the time, obviously, because I don't know why they're just attacking football teams when there's no one to back them up, and it's not fair.
sheer chaos links to a poor season, and I can't think of a team.
Yeah, okay, but we just got now we have some sort of optimism because now we finally got the player. We're looking to sign some good players. We're signing. We're possibly going to sign Insigne. He's being talked to the agent at the moment. They're talking to his agent. Koundé. the other guy, I don't know. I'm sorry, I really don't know his name. But we have something now. We finally like talk about that. Like talk about the positives at least. Just have someone talk about the positives, because it's just annoying. It's annoying. How are you gonna do? Also, how are you gonna do predictions with the transfer market still going on? Which lied, mood. Which a lie. Preseason has not even started yet. We haven't even seen the way that Spurs play against a small team. Or team of any other. Just
Going into the season with a more chaos surrounding the club. New manager that they don't want. They didn't want him. They're lumbered. They've taken him.
yeah, they didn't. Yeah, okay, I can give you that, but that doesn't mean that honestly, other than Conte, he was the best choice, in my opinion at least. He was the best choice. Like I'm quite happy with him.
Because he's the guy that said yes.
That's such a good word.
No, but
It's funny though, because
fair?
you know at the start when
think it's
they
fair.
were first looking for a manager, he was linked, and then it's kind of they went, nah, let's find someone else, and then they've gone through like 20 others and back to square
wait,
one.
But that's also part of it, because
Obviously,
I
it was
think
not
he was
20
linked with
others,
someone else
it's
when they
exaggerating.
initially went to him. So
Yeah.
he was sort of, he was close to Palace, Everton, and so you've
Yeah.
got other
Yeah,
choices.
yeah.
And so he would have basically gone, well, no, I'm doing this, and then they came back to him.
But in terms
when he'd lost those
of
opportunities.
in terms of exploring that, right, the disarray and the chaos surrounding the club.
Mhm.
You've got the Kane situation. You've got the new manager situation.
See, like
You've got the
football fans like romanticizing football, and that's kind of what Rory Jones is doing at this moment in time. I've done this video, so I can't really say much, but I'm just saying, like, don't write off a team, and like that's the issue with giving narrative. And normally you give a narrative for the result that you want to happen, right? So he wants to see them go in top 10 because obviously he doesn't want to see them in top 10 because obviously there's a rivalry there. Then have someone that can talk back. Have someone there. I can give a few. I'll give you one person that would have stood up for this, and would have been straight honest with them, right there, and that's probably Expressions. Expressions using he would have, if he was invited as a guest. That would be a cool guest there actually, and obviously Rory's worked with him before. He works with him on another football channel, but I'm just saying, like, have someone there. And it's an issue with the kickoff, so they don't have enough representation of the different football teams. But yeah, so I've been talking about this a lot, and it's just something that just bugs me.
ENIC
Because it happens a lot in other videos, like there's a Harry Kane video as well. There's a few other videos that I've watched where I've just been like, dude, have someone there. Wasn't no one there to back him up. There wasn't no one there to say anything. But yeah.
out situation. You've got the fans and Levy. There's so much.
And you've also got players who also didn't want that manager who now will want to move. And when they see Kane move, they'll more likely want to move as well.
Could you potentially see Nuno go there?
I can go with
And
that.
I know we mentioned about the agency and that, but forget it, because some of those players are being linked with moves. Raul Jimenez, could he possibly look to bring some of those? Ruben Neves is available
Possibly,
for
of
like
course.
35 million.
Pedro Neto. Yeah.
Connor Cody, like you mentioned, like he's always been linked with bigger moves. Could he potentially take a few of those players
I think
with
that was
him?
inherently part of being part of Wolves, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but some of those players want moves now. regardless.
They want to sell for
I
profit.
feel like with Spurs are in a dangerous place where they need to just grit their fucking teeth and go, this ain't going to be a fun season, but what this is about is making sure Spurs don't drop too far
Yeah,
back.
we
so
need to
that-
finish 8th.
Yeah,
We need to finish 8th. Yeah.
10th minimum. They just need to.
Nope. Look, I get that we need to finish 8th. And I know it's a high thing of saying top 6. But look at the other managers that. Nuno, with a good Tottenham team, is better than I don't want to say this, right? Nuno with a big top team is better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Manchester United. Credibility wise, at least I believe so. But yeah, obviously Man United just spend, and then they complain because every other club can't do the same, and now they're saying, well, of course there's no backing because, yeah, no shit, there's no backing. Not every single team's gonna spend all that money, you know. It's not. You know what? It's just. Yeah. I don't want to ever go on a tangent because it's gonna be a long day then. But yeah, so the video's almost over. I'm not gonna drag it on. Just another 19 seconds.
Like, not really become a laughing stock because I think Daniel Levy's chickens are coming home to roost.
I don't even know what that means, but okay. Yeah, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's quite a long video. I won't edit anything. I'm gonna keep this as like raw as I can because it's my opinions and it's just Tottenham's fans' perspective, at least my perspective on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll probably be doing a manager career mode later. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Peace.